This is a garden tour for May 1st, 2023. And, well, getting the dog was great, but it really threw me off my game when it came to gardening. As such, I'm about 3 weeks to 4 weeks behind where I'd like to be right now. So, instead of showcasing all the plants I'm growing right now, I thought I'd showcase everything I actually have to get done in my garden, which is quite a bit right now. Starting off, I've been working on setting up my trellis. It's for my yard-long beans. As you can see, I've got these garden poles into the ground, and they're supported by these blocks. The reason why I have them in these blocks is because without those blocks, they kind of don't really hold up too well. They just don't go down deep enough after really get good support. So with these blocks in place, they hold up really nice. You may notice also I'm putting down cardboard underneath of each one of these. I haven't quite finished doing that yet. But that'll help keep the weeds down and from up around it. Speaking of weeds, I've got plenty of weeds over here to weed. And I've got to redo the okra. My plan is to do twice as much okra as I did before. So I need to do twice as many pots, and I'll be doing 2 different types of okra. One little side thing. I found the pineapple here that got crushed is starting to grow a pineapple. So I'll have to keep a close eye on this. This moringa tree was giving me quite a problem because it kept bending down into this area here. So I've been working on trying to prop it up and to get it Euro straight again. I'll soon be harvesting up these lettuce seeds, and all this will be replaced by a jicama. Down here we have my tomatoes. I still have to fill that one up more. I've been letting the weeds grow out here, but I will have to pull them eventually because they're going to make things way too much. As for the tomatoes I have in here, I think I might just pull them and replace them with other types of tomatoes. Also, while I'm here, I've got my avocado here that needs some work. Judging by the coloration of the leaves, I probably need to get some fertilizer on it. Some of the leaves on the lower part of it started dying back, which isn't too big of a deal. It's really the top part of it that you have to concern yourself about. So if the top part's still good, you're still good with your plant. But besides fertilizing this thing, I'm going to try and up pot it some, so it's more space for growth. It doesn't really look like the violet jasper tomatoes are really liking being planted in this spot. I may have to find a different place to put them. Fortunately, I only planted about half of what I had, so I can put the other half someplace else. The radishes are all ready to be harvested up for their seeds, and I can start getting the peanuts planted out in here. Since it's starting to get to be about that time of year again, the grass is starting to grow fairly quickly, which means I'm going to have to do a lot of maintenance on that as well. As you can see, over here I've been putting down cardboard to help suppress the grass in my paths. I do plan to kind of continue that out through pretty much out the entire yard eventually, leaving just small little areas for or things like the native flowers to grow. This spot here needs a little bit of water, some weeding. I could also top it off with some soil as well, but it can work fine in just the way it is. These containers here all need to be topped off with more soil, and then I can use them for whatever I want. That one right there, you could probably clean up. That's my perennial peanut right there, if it's even still alive. I'm pretty sure that's a perennial peanut still growing in there. These bags here need to be repurposed, so rejuvenating the soil in here. I can repurpose that bag. Maybe I'll use that for one of the avocado trees. It's a little bit big for going from a small bag to a big bag, but give it a shot maybe. We'll definitely need to have more soil added to it though, and probably what's in there needs to be rejuvenated. This garbage can and that one are full of leaves. I collected these from a neighbor down the street. So that's going to be all leaf mold for potting. Have to top off this one that's empty and prune up these guys if there's anything alive left on these, but I do have these seed pods to work with. And I do want to expand in the rows I have out front here as well. I have all these pots that still need to be rejuvenated. I was going to just clear off the top layer of mulch, then dump all the soil into the Gorilla cart to mix it up. I have more seeds to start here. And my single seed challenge is just about dead. My Ildi tomatoes are about ready though. And I might be able to reuse some of these empty pots that didn't germinate, so it will work out pretty fine for me. This area here all needs to get cleaned up, weeded. Some of these pots probably need to be rejuvenated. The cranberry hibiscus needs to be pulled, and the seed pods it's taken. My papaya is pretty much dead. I wasn't expecting it to survive really after that storm. So I'll probably pull all of that and replace it with something. I have to finish tearing this down. I've been taking the soil and just moving it over here to this bed. I do find this bed to be very interesting to put together. They're just using random branches and stuff into a shape. Sort of like a reverse hugelkultur right here. But as you can see, I have plenty of branches that still need to be processed and put it back here. I still have this bit of clutter here that needs to be cleaned up. These are all my sitting area. Eventually, I'm thinking maybe putting a rabbit hutch right here. But in the meantime, it's a nice way to hide the clutter in my yard. I still have to plant out those purple sweet potatoes. Unfortunately, I didn't get as many slips as I'd like, and by the looks of things, I might only end up with one slip at the end of it. So, no idea how that's going to turn out. I still have all the dead leaves and stuff I need to clean off of the banana plants. But they're looking pretty nice overall. We could probably expect to get some bananas off of one of the ones over here again and this year. Finally, my pond actually has too many plants in it. I'm going to need to thin these lilies out. So what I'll probably do is use some of these leaves in my compost. And obviously I need to clean up the weeds up around here as well. And it looks like my bubbler has had it. Last on the list is what to do with this big hole in my yard. I was thinking about planting another tree right here, but another idea I had was to maybe dig this out a little bit more and turn it into another pond, or even maybe move my pond from the side of the house over to around the middle of the yard. Yeah, I know. Maybe you can suggest some ideas. I just remembered one other thing. I also have this container here. I need to empty that thing out of whatever junk that's in it, drill some holes in the bottom. I can turn it into another planter. So it pretty much covers everything I have to do. And I got a lot to do.